I've been where a lot of you guys are at, not knowing what to do, not knowing how to do it, not knowing why you should do certain things. And this is why we're here. This is the reason why I make videos. I've been where you're at, and now I coach some of the best players in the game. And let me show you exactly what I'm learning from them and how I can transfer that information to you guys. After coaching hitters for about 8 to 10 years, I see things that really help players get better and really don't move the needle. And move the needle means it really doesn't help them get better. They're kind of just doing things to do things. I'm not a huge proponent of the tee. It is what it is. I would much rather players do self-toss, much rather players do bounce toss where the ball is actually moving. Why? Because in a game, you have to be able to get your swing off in a certain time, in a certain window, in a certain location, and have a good angle with your swing. So a lot of the movements that I will talk about in this video, it'll be a lot more moving ball, a lot more actually creating skills rather than creating a swing that's really good just hitting off the tee, but there's no skill behind it. Here we go. Number 1, self-toss. You can either do a bottom hand throw or you could do top hand throw. A lot of the old school coaches really like the top hand throw, and let me show you why, while I personally like the bottom hand throw. A lot of the old school coaches talk about it and they say, you can do a step in or whatever, but when you toss it, it gets the front arm to pull in and it really gets that front shoulder in. And that's why they like it to promote that front shoulder in, which I like it. I would much rather have a more ready top hand and like backside. The only downfall I could see with that bottom hand, with that top hand throw, is you don't quite get ready, you don't quite swing from a good position. I would much rather have a bottom hand throw. And what that's gonna do is, it's gonna allow you to have a much better setup and structure before you swing. So now it's gonna become more here. And an example, I'm gonna show a lot of my players doing it. And if I remember correctly, probably 80 or 90% of my players do the top hand kind of preset while the bottom hand is moving and really trying to get it to go. Because I would much rather be in a good position to hit rather than working so much on rhythm and getting that front shoulder in. I feel like that could potentially create bad habits. So I would go with option number 2, but I think both are really great. There's been stories out there that Manny Ramirez says that this is the thing that really got him really good. It really helps you control your weight and work on timing and work on really controlling the barrel back through the baseball that you just tossed. And he would try to do this toss. From what I'm told is he does it with the bottom hand, and all he tried doing was hitting bombs and home runs to center field. So this sets him up for a really good position to do that. Rather than when you go bottom hand toss, it's kind of just more rhythm and more kind of hands feel, which is fine. I would much rather have a better backside load and get yourself in a better position, but both can work. On top of that, I think you can pair up self-toss with target practice. Say you're on a field, say you're in cages, say you're wherever you're at. Let me kind of show you what my cage looks like for my son. Let me get my tripod unhooked. You can see the targets. Left field, left center, right. Those are for throwing, but also really good to understand where we're trying to hit it and how we're trying to get there. So self-toss, understanding timing, understanding body control, and understanding what we want to feel right before we get ready to swing. And getting our swing off in a really tight timing window. It can really help translate to the game. Drill number 2, driving the ball to the opposite field. Why is this so beneficial? I always go back and look at it and say, okay, what are the best players always saying? And this is typically what gets them right. And I look back at it and it's like, why? It's because it keeps the barrel high and inside, but also lets the ball travel and keeps the front side on. You can't do those 3 things. You might get away with maybe one of them, but you can't do all 3 and still drive the ball oppo. Those are 3 very good characteristics to have in a swing. Where the front side stays on, you're letting it travel, and it keeps the barrel high and inside. Those are actually 4 characteristics. And a lot of times, this is what gets a player right. They can do it maybe in batting practice, they can do it maybe in front toss, but ultimately, if you can do this versus pitching, you're really gonna stay on off speed better, you're gonna have more control of your barrel, you're gonna have more control of everything. Front side's gonna stay on. All the bad kind of negative things that start to happen when players get going wrong. Drill number 3, early load, tight, late swing. And here's what I mean. This sounds a little bit weird, but a lot of players, they load late, then they swing early. I want to do the opposite, to reverse engineer that, to make that never happen again. So I want you to feel like you load early and you're really waiting for it. Then everyone, they want to swing early, they don't quite trust themselves, they want to get extended. So I really want you to feel like that ball's on you and you really got to turn in a really tight window, right? So the ball's loading, right? The ball's on you, you really want to feel like you turn in a tight window. You might not get handcuffed. You might. Every player is different, right? I've told players to get handcuffed and they go 5 for 5 on perfect at contact. It feels like they're handcuffed because they're used to being extremely extended. So this is the drill I love for a lot of players, just because so many players do the opposite. So early loading, really trying to take your time, have like a 2 or 3 second load, then really try to feel how late can you swing and still get your swing off. You might miss hit one every once in a while. You might feel like you get your hands wrong every once in a while. But this is a really great feeling to let the ball travel and train your ability to swing in a really tight timing window. We can always get longer, but a lot of players, they always need to get shorter and tighter. Then we can work off that eventually. And a plus with that is a lot of players feel like they can make better swing decisions. They can see the ball deeper because now their swing can happen in such a tighter window. Obviously, if you get too extreme with this, it can be a bad thing to do. So this isn't for everyone, but I do feel like it can help a lot of hitters create more quick and tight swings. The best cue I have for it is how late can you swing and still be on time. What that does is it surprises the catcher almost by how late and quick you can get your swing off. And for a lot of players, it creates really good habits instead of always being long and out front and reachy. And they become more explosive because their mind sees the ball on them, and then they have to pop really fast like a balloon rather than kind of early and sluggish and slow. So it's a really quick, tight, explosive swing, which is amazing for most hitters. Don't forget to leave a comment. Please subscribe. Please like. Share this with someone who needs it. And I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.